Good. Are we good? Can you hear me?
Yes.
It is 6:31. Let's call the meeting to order. Anything to add to the agenda?
No.
No add to the agenda. Okay. Then I guess are there any corrections to be made to the minutes? And do we have a motion? Oh, we add to the minutes. Approval of the minutes. That was my first time doing this, so we're gonna move through.
You're fine. Okay, so there's, I have no corrections. We just need a motion.
I make the
correct.
motion, we accept the
I
minute.
make a motion to approve them.
Everybody in favor say
I make
aye.
a motion.
Hey,
Aye.
aye.
Minutes are approved. Let's move on to the treasurer's report.
All right. So we had starting balance on August 31st of $1,471,765. Our income for the month was $10,704. Our expenses for the month were $54,312, leaving us with a ending balance on September 30th of $1,428,157. Unless anybody has any questions or concerns, we just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
For the Heritage CD, so they mistakenly entered the CD at 181 days at a 20.25% interest rate, instead of the 182 days at the 0.4% interest rate. So I've contacted them. They're working on getting that fixed. Once they get that fixed, Stacy, you and I will just have to go back down there and sign the paperwork again.
Okay.
And for the librarian's report, so our stats this month, still down 28%, but that's really a lot better if you're comparing that to where we have been, because like last month we were down 41%. So we're steadily increasing in circulation. Our patron count is still being about 62% down from what it typically has been. For programs, we've continued with the activity kits, and Fran's done the virtual genealogy and local history program. We did them on family stories this month. Both of those have still been very, very successful. So we'll continue those programs in October as well. But we're also doing a family drive-in movie. So we'll be showing The Addams Family on October 23rd. Everybody will be out in the parking lot, socially distanced. We're partnering with the Community Wellness Coalition and office to do a story walk at the athletic park this Saturday. So it'll be The Legend of Strictly the Square Pumpkin. And basically what it is it just takes each page of that picture book, and those are on a sign along a walk. So people, the kids will stop at one sign, be able to read one page of the book and continue on. So it's really kind of cool way to get people moving and also reading. We have now live on our website a new genealogy database directory. So this is actually something that we've done in-house. Part of that is we've been working on transcribing the death indexes for the Falmouth Outlook. And the other big part of that is a enslaved persons in Hamilton County database to help people with genealogy and information on that. So Cintas completed our annual fire alarm, extinguisher, sprinkler, and backflow inspections. The duct detector and mechanical room C&D showed abnormal output trouble. So we've been getting calls and alarms.
We're losing Melissa. Oh. Are you back?
What's going on?
Sorry about that. So we're looking into what needs to be fixed with the fire alarms. They also inspected the emergency exit lights and replaced some batteries on the community room exit signs. Tanya and I continue with the virtual regional meetings. Tanya attended KDLA's Youth Services virtual conference. Sandy attended the Association of Bookmobile and Outreach Services virtual conference. She's actually attending that now. It's going on this week. And then Kelly, Tanya, Fran, and I are attending the Kentucky Library Association virtual conference. Which I will give a couple updates on that. I attended this morning Terry Emanuel's State of the State. So he gave us a couple updates on legislation. They are looking to revisit the PVA fee. And they are attempting to reinstate partial state aid for libraries that are not taxing districts. He said it's pretty unlikely that we'll see a reinstatement of state aid for libraries that are taxing districts. So that would include us.
We ready for a regional report?
So it mentions some training that they had on implicit bias. Actually, several of our staff members attended that training. It was a very good session. A reminder about the audit, which that's in progress. They talk about an ALA grant for small and rural libraries. That is one of the grants that I'm going to try and pursue to be able to get some hotspots, laptops to lend for our library.
We're on old business, an update on sale of 27 property.
I have no updates at this time.
No updates. Donation of budget amendments.
Okay, so this is what we talked about last month. And so it would be adding $1,000 to capital outlay and furnishing for display shelving for free magazines and also newish TVs. It would be adding $3,500 to computer equipment. So that would be to extend Wi-Fi to our entire parking lot, replace some barcode scanners, a flatbed scanner for the public that are all on the fritz. Also a scanner for patron cards so that we can eliminate having the physical library card applications at the library. And that's going to help ensure patron privacy. Video and audio recording equipment for the creation of virtual programs and oral histories. And then $10,750 to maintenance and repairs for building repair. So that would be to replace the locking mechanism on the front door and switch over all interior lights excluding the closet lights. It also doesn't include switching over the exterior and parking lot lights. Still though, this plan, we can continue with kind of a reduced phased in approach for the closet lights and the exterior lights. It's still going to help save us money in the long run and provide some better lighting in the library, and then free up some money for some future budgets. Just a couple notes on some of the other suggestions that were made last month. With doors between the circulation desk and the staff area, after talking to Jeff Pearson, and also discussing it with staff, we kind of all agreed that it might be best just to leave the doorways as they are. Hotspots and laptops for lending. One thing to consider with that is that it's not a one-time purchase. It is something that we've got to pay that continuing data fee for. So that's where going ahead and replacing some of the interior lights will help with that, because that'll free up some of that money that we can move to that to help pay for continuing expenses with hotspots. And then working with school art students for murals, possibly in the teen area. That's something we can actually pursue within our current budget. So the revenue side of this is the $14,000 donation that we got. And it's also a $1,250 grant that we received from KDLA as a part of the CARES Act grant. So that was actually a reimbursement for expenses paid last year. So at this point, it's kind of free and clear money. And the only other amendment would be on the personnel budget. And that's no change in the amount, it's just a change in positions. Are there any questions or concerns that anyone has about this?
It all sounds good to me. And I like that we use the maintenance monies to free up the hotspots later, so it should cover everything.
All right, if everybody's happy with it, I just need a motion to amend the budget as proposed.
I'll make a
I'll
motion.
make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, we're moving to employee appreciation.
Let's see. Actually, right before that, we've
Oh.
got the policy review.
Oh yeah, policy review.
So this is the board communications policy. It was brought up last month. If instead of getting the print packets, if those could be sent via email. So I did check on that. It's perfectly legal to send it via email and not do a mailed copy. So I did, I added in here so that the packets would be emailed as opposed to mailed, but that board members could request a print packet be mailed or made available to pick up at the library. And the only other change is down here under email. And because the library now actually provides an email account to all staff. But to reiterate, that is something, if you all are interested in that, we can set up a library email account for you all as well. One thing to keep in mind is with emailing the board packets, by statute, all work-related email messages have to be retained for 2 years. It's part of the Open Records Act. So if that's something that you're concerned about hanging on to, you might want to have us create an email account for you all. But you all can let me know that at a different time. So if that all looks good, we just need a motion to accept that policy.
I'll make a motion.
Alrighty.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, all right. Now we're on employee appreciation.
All right. So this is something that under normal circumstances I would never request. I think when you consider the extraordinary stresses that this year has brought on for our employees, and you also consider that traditionally, at Thanksgiving time, that Friday through Sunday, we typically see a 36% decrease in patron visits, and also the same around Christmas and New Year's. And when you pair that with the over 60% decrease in patron visits that we're already seeing, we might have an average of 30 visits per day on the high end, and 10 visits per day on the low end. We're not able to do the annual appreciation dinner this year due to COVID. So I feel like under the current circumstances that it would be a good thing for staff to give staff that break so that they can kind of de-stress, focus on themselves, focus on their families. So I would propose that for Thanksgiving, we close Friday the 27th through Sunday the 29th. And then also prior to Christmas, December the 19th through December the 23rd, and prior to New Year's, December the 26th through December the 30th. And staff can come back on the 2nd mentally refreshed and prepared to go into 2021. Thoughts?
I'm fine with it. My only concern would be to make sure that it's understood that it's this year, because that is a lot. And normally when kids are out of school, which those dates kind of fall on that, we are normally, we have a lot of kids and teens. Obviously this year is not normal, but I just want to make sure that that's not every year when things hopefully get back to normal. Because those are times when we see kids out of school. But this year, by all means, I actually think it's a good idea. As much as I would like to say for staff appreciation, I also think in terms of, we don't necessarily want people who are home and maybe don't have schoolwork to do, don't have real work to do, to congregate in the library either. So I think it's perfectly acceptable this year to do that. sorry, cat.
Um,
Do we need motions on this one?
yes.
I make a motion.
second,
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Hey, guess what? Looks like we're into next meeting schedule already. I think that's all. Pretty fast.
Fastest meeting ever.
Yeah. Its next meeting will be on November 19th at 6:30 p.m. And it is 6:51. Do you have a motion to adjourn?
Make a
I
motion.
make, I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Awesome. Great job, guys. I appreciate it and thank you. And the meeting is over. You guys have a good week.
See you next month.
Yeah.